Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being well-informed. Today, we're diving into, well, what's arguably one of the biggest academic mountains anyone has to climb, the thesis. It's just such a monumental task, right? It demands crystal clear methodology, a really deep theoretical understanding, serious research skills, and of course, strong writing. But here's the really exciting part of our deep dive today. What if artificial intelligence, AI, could actually become your powerful ally in this journey? I mean, we're talking about its potential to genuinely enhance the research process, maybe streamline some of those really tedious routine tasks, and ultimately elevate the quality of your final work.
Yeah, but hey, like, it's really crucial to jump in right here. While AI is powerful, absolutely, this isn't some kind of free pass. Its use has got to be guided by rigorous academic criteria, unwavering ethical responsibility, and the absolute understanding that your active role as the researcher stays completely central. It's still your work.
That's a critical point. Definitely need to keep that front and center. So our mission for this deep dive is pretty clear then. We're going to unpack a comprehensive sort of step-by-step guide to writing your thesis with AI support. We'll try and cover everything from choosing your topic right through to that final draft. We'll talk specific tools and maybe most importantly, those essential warnings you really need to pay attention to. Okay, so let's jump right in. Our source lays out this, clear path. For someone starting out, where does it all begin?
Well, it starts where all good research starts, really,
Mhm.
defining your theme and your research focus. This means crafting a problem that's relevant, but also properly delimited, focused, and then setting out really clear, coherent objectives for your study. That's the bedrock.
That makes sense, foundational. But thinking about someone maybe tackling a new topic, maybe something interdisciplinary, how does AI go beyond just like generic ideas? Can it spark genuinely new connections a person might miss, or is it more just about refining things?
This is where it gets really interesting, actually. You can literally ask an AI for ideas to refine your topic. You can get it to generate potential research questions, even propose hypotheses. It's kind of like having this super high-powered, infinitely patient brainstorming partner. And what's fascinating is its knack for connecting concepts that seem disparate or suggesting angles you hadn't thought of, especially when you feel a bit stuck. For this kind of thing, tools like ChatGPT, Notion AI, and Gemini can be incredibly helpful.
Okay, so once AI helps you kind of nail down that initial question, what's the next big hurdle? For so many people, it's that literature review, right? That feeling of just drowning in papers.
Oh, absolutely. The guide calls this the smart literature review stage. And AI can be used here to efficiently find, classify, and even summarize relevant scientific articles. But what's really game-changing, I think, is its ability to also compare different authors or theoretical currents. Imagine seeing, quickly where a whole decade of research might have overlooked something specific,
Mhm.
or finding subtle gaps. That's the kind of strategic insight AI can sometimes surface. It really changes how you position your own contribution. Tools like Illicit, Cite, Research Rabbit, Semantic Scholar are great for this. Even Zotero, if you pair it with something like Zotero GPT.
Wow, that ability to compare theoretical currents, that sounds like a superpower, genuinely. It's not just finding articles, it's, like you say, building the intellectual landscape. Okay, so after the lit review helps build that landscape, you move into constructing your theoretical backbone, the framework supporting the whole argument.
Exactly, the construction of the theoretical framework. And AI can assist here too. It can help draft sections on antecedents, conceptual frameworks, theoretical frameworks. It can also be really useful for rewriting and synthesizing texts using that specific academic language, which, let's be honest, is often a big challenge for students trying to sound properly scholarly.
Right.
ChatGPT is good here, but also think about Quillbot or Grammarly for that polishing aspect.
So, framework's in place. But the methodological design, that's where you decide how you're actually going to conduct the research. I can just imagine students feeling totally overwhelmed, qualitative, quantitative, mixed methods. How does AI help make that crucial decision? Does it just list options or can it really guide you to the best fit?
Yeah, that's a really important question. AI doesn't just list them. It can actually help you evaluate and define whether your approach should be qualitative, quantitative, or mixed based on your specific objectives. Plus, it can suggest appropriate instruments for collecting data, recommend sampling techniques, even outline potential data analysis methods. It's almost like having a methodology consultant on tap.
Huh.
You could use ChatGPT for brainstorming the design itself, or look at more specialized tools like JSP, RStudio for analysis planning, Google Forms for survey design, maybe even NVivo for qualitative planning.
Okay, and once that design is locked in, you dive into the actual data collection and analysis. This is where the rubber meets the road. And, well, for some of us, where the rubber meets the wall when you're staring at a massive spreadsheet. How does AI make that part less daunting?
Yeah, it can be a wall, but AI can be a huge help here. It can organize your data in assisted spreadsheets, for example. And crucially, it can provide support for interpreting those complex statistical results, or for coding qualitative information, things that often trip people up. It can genuinely demystify parts of the process that many find really overwhelming, taking some of that wall feeling away.
Mm-hmm.
Think about using Python with AI libraries, or R with packages like Lavarian. Even Excel now has AI add-ons. And NVivo is great for qualitative data analysis support.
That's a huge relief, I bet, for anyone who's ever wrestled with raw data.
Okay.
Moving into the final stretch, writing up your findings, bring it all home.
Right, the redaction of results, discussion, and conclusions. Here, AI's real magic isn't just structuring the chapters, although it can help with that. It's more about its ability to rapidly cross-reference your specific findings against that huge body of prior literature we talked about.
Ah, okay.
So you can more easily see if your results confirm, contradict, or maybe even extend existing theories. That helps you draft conclusions that are genuinely robust and recommendations that are actually insightful. Again, tools like ChatGPT, Grammarly, and Notion AI can offer significant support here.
And finally, the polish.
Yeah.
The review, the style, the formatting, making it look professional and ready to submit.
Exactly, and this is where that attention to detail is just paramount. AI tools are brilliant for correcting spelling, grammar, and ensuring your work sticks to a consistent academic style. They can also help apply specific formatting norms like APA, which can be incredibly fiddly.
Tell me about it.
And critically, tools for plagiarism detection are absolutely essential, non-negotiable, really, to guarantee originality and academic integrity. Grammarly is good for style and correctness, but you definitely need something like Turnitin or Scribber for that plagiarism check.
So when you put it all together, what does this all mean? It really sounds like AI could genuinely democratize academic research, maybe make it more accessible, more efficient for a lot of people.
Absolutely. I think that's right. When it's used with discernment, with ethics,
Mm.
it allows you, the student, to focus on what's really important, the thinking, the analyzing, the actual construction of knowledge. If you look at the bigger picture, AI doesn't replace the researcher, not at all. It empowers them. It optimizes your time, can improve the quality of the content, and just makes the whole stressful process feel a bit more organized, maybe less daunting.
That's a pretty powerful transformation. But like you said at the start, this power definitely comes with responsibility. Our source highlights some really crucial principles and warnings.
Yes, and these are absolutely non-negotiable. Following these ensures your thesis is viable, rigorous, academically sound. There are 3 key principles every student just has to embrace. 1, full human authorship. It's your thesis. The AI is a tool, not the author.
Right.
2, critical validation of what's generated. You must check what the AI produces. It can, and sometimes does, invent sources or data. They call it hallucination. You have to verify everything.
For sure.
And 3, ethical and transparent use of the tools. You need to be upfront about how you're using AI assistance, especially if your institution requires it. Transparency is key.
Okay, those make sense. And what are the biggest traps, the pitfalls people need to actively avoid when they start using these tools?
Well, the guide is very clear on this. First, avoid excessive dependence. Your critical judgment is absolutely essential. Don't just delegate your thinking to the AI. Second, be acutely aware of content errors. Like I said, AI can make mistakes, big ones sometimes. Fact check relentlessly. Third, regarding academic originality, using AI responsibly isn't plagiarism in itself, but if you use verbatim text generated by AI, you must cite it properly, just like any other source.
Treat it like a quote.
Exactly. Also, and this is vital, verify your institution's regulations. University policies on AI use are all over the place and they're changing fast. Check what your university allows and requires. And finally, just remember this mantra. AI assists, it does not authorize. It doesn't become a co-author. The intellectual heavy lifting, the final responsibility, that's all yours.
Wow. Okay, this deep dive has really shown us that AI isn't just some passing trend, is it? It seems like a truly transformative tool, one that can genuinely elevate the academic research process for anyone tackling a thesis, making it more efficient, maybe even, as you said, more accessible.
Exactly. It's all about leveraging technology to amplify your own human intellect, but always, always sticking to those 3 core principles.
Yeah.
Human authorship, critical validation, and ethical transparency.
So as you, our listener, consider maybe integrating AI into your own academic journey, here's something to think about, perhaps. If AI can increasingly handle the more tedious, the more routine aspects of research, how might that fundamentally shift what we value, what we focus on when we're developing the next generation of critical thinkers and knowledge creators? What new skills suddenly become absolutely paramount in a world where AI is this constant, intelligent assistant? Something to mull over.